Alright guys, it's H3O coming to you from Magic Duels on the Xbox One, and this week we're going to be running Temur Energy. Now, recently it got hit with the ban list. They banned a tune with Aether and the Rogue Refiner, so everyone's kind of spritzing around trying to experiment, figuring out what's going to replace those cards to keep it going, because it kind of got knocked down from an S tier to an A tier, so we're going to delve right into it on what I think is going to be the new Temur Energy for Standard. Now, obviously, all the cards on here, like a Team with Aether, wasn't in Magic Duels, but there are other similar cards like Unbridled Growth. Now, Unbridled Growth, it's very similar to the Rogue Refiner Attune. It's a 1-drop like a Attune, and it lets you enchant a land and it taps for any color mana. So kind of like a Attune, it doesn't go ahead and get you another land, but it lets you do for any color. Also helps out with the 4-color and 5-color energy decks that have been floating around. And it also lets you draw a card very similar to the Rogue Refiner. So it's a very nice in-between area to put it in, fits in the 1-drop. That's what I like, so that's what's going to be running. Now, in Magic Duels, there's no sideboard, so the standard meta is a little different on here. So things like Magma Spray are just in main, and a Braid isn't on here, so Magma Spray is kind of a secondary. All the embalmed creatures and everything, this really helps out with getting rid of them. Essence Scatters are also in the deck. None of the Negates, because Negate's not a card on here. And Essence Scatter really helps with keeping the tempo going, just getting rid of like really big threats. Also, the Ronus is in here. Some Temur Energy lists already just run it in here, so I threw it in here as a one-of. I mean, kind of have to because it's a legendary rule. So here is the banned card, because we can still run it. Running 2 of right now. Appetite for the Unnatural. Since there's no sideboard, I'd like to have one of them in the main, just because you can destroy Artifact or Enchantment, gain 2 life. It's Artifact Enchantment removal. Gotta have one, especially since you can't sideboard. Got the Confiscation Coup in here. Another card in here that is in sideboard for a lot of the lists is Torrential Gear Hulk, so I also have it in here as a one-of. The rest is pretty standard for Temur Energy. You have the Commit to Memories, you got the Glory Bringers, you got the Chandras, the Glimmers, the Hydra. Aether Spear Harvester is also one from the sideboard, so I put in a one-of just because you can't sideboard, and it really helps out against the aggro decks. You got the Whirl of Virtuosos. Reclamation Sage is another one that I've added in here. If you're running blue, or I mean, green, if you're running green, you kind of have to have it in there, since you don't know when you're going to face an enchantment or artifact, and most decks do have some form of enchantment artifact, especially in this meta, since you don't have full access to every single card in Standard. So this really helps out against a lot of matchups. It's a removal on a stick for artifacts, enchantments, so does its job. Nisa, surprised Nisa didn't get banned. It's one of the X-cost Planeswalkers, and I cannot express how many times this card has just won me a game just for bringing it out on 6 late game, just ulting her right off the bat, giving the lands 5/5, flying, haste. It's just doesn't need to be a thing. Displacement Wave is great against token strategies. You draw this against a token deck, that's it. Their tokens are gone for 0, and you probably have your field of your own, and just shuts them out completely out of this token strategy. You got the Harness Lightnings, which are already in, Long Tusk Cub, Shielded Aether Thief. Now, this one was interesting because I like it because it has Flash, it can stop an aggro deck, it's an 0/4, so it's got a big booty. You can also draw cards off of it. So, I really like this card, especially with the Flash, and just block it in, they don't see it coming, you gain an energy. Really nice card. It is a one-of, so, don't see it as often, but when you do, it does its job. And then the Greenbelt Rampager. I really like this as a one-of, just because when it comes in late game, a 1-drop 3/4 really helps out, especially when you have other big creatures trying to cast. So just getting one extra 3/4 in there for 1 is really, really good. So I have it in here as a one-of. So this is the Temur Energy that I'm running on here, and we will be getting to know this one as well. Oh, and the lands. Guess what's not? Wandering Fumarole. It's in here, because it doesn't rotate out. Rootbound Crag, pretty sure that's already in there. the Hinterland Harbor, you got the Sulphur Falls, Aether Hubs, because come on, you gotta have the Aether Hubs. And I only have the 2, mostly because I don't have a third. But I got those 2 in there, so they do their job. I try to keep the tap lands down to a minimal. I don't like tap lands. Cannot express that enough. We got the 4 forests, 4 mountain, 3 islands, and this is what we're going to be running this week. So I will be seeing you guys around. Hopefully I get some wins in. Try to upload some nice matches. Hopefully some of these opponents know what they're doing. And I will see you then.